When I first decided to make this video, I was going to narrate as Geralt in the Witcher's voice. After 2 days of trying, I think I'll just stick to the basics. Why I love The Witcher 3 so much 8 years later. So let's get to the video. In this video, I'll be going over some of the reasons that make me love The Witcher so much more than any one person should ever love a damn video game. Games like The Witcher really make trying to make a living producing gaming content enjoyable. When I initially heard The Witcher 3 was releasing a next-gen update, I must admit I was extremely excited, to say the very least. Having played it a good couple times in the past, a fresh coat of paint warranted another playthrough. I started a gaming tech channel a couple of months ago. A video documenting my experience was a damn logical conclusion. Over these last few months, I've focused on new PC releases, especially the slew of Sony ports over to PC recently. All very engaging games, beautiful in their own right, yet they all fall victim to the same open world pitfalls of do this, fetch that. Side missions are serviceable and fun, yet all they serve is to fill time and space. The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt was released back in 2015. That's almost 8 years ago, and honestly, it's still miles ahead in terms of quality, story, and pure content. This game set the bar so high for narrative-driven RPGs. It was, and is still, the golden standard. Many franchises try to follow The Witcher's success to varying degrees. Replaying this game after so long has just reminded me how fantastic it is to this day. Your choices matter, the dialogue is engaging, the world is open, but it is filled with meaningful content. And I must repeat, meaningful content. So many games have just as much content, but it is mostly busy work and filler. That is what sets it apart. We're playing The Witcher 3 after about a year or so since my last playthrough has made me frightfully aware of just that. Those games don't hold a candle to The Witcher. The quality of the world, the side quests, the narrative, is unrivaled. So I set off on my new quest as Geralt, no save game included. I wanted the Witcher experience, but with fresh eyes. Instead of rushing the campaign and skipping most of the side content, this time, aided by my fresh, immersive camera angle, I thought it would be only fitting to completely engulf myself in the Witcher's world. So with the next gen update, the new changes are minor on non-RTX cards. The textures are incorporated from the HD rework mod. From Nexus mods, the grass is fuller, the trees are more dense, and the new over-the-shoulder perspective is probably my favorite addition. It immerses you into the world fully. It's closer to the ground and it provides a closer and more intimate take on Geralt's surroundings. There is a definite impact on performance, of that there can be little doubt, but for all this fresh take, I definitely say it's worth it. In the past, as I've mentioned, I've played the main quest and the 2 DLCs, but I've rushed the campaign. I've got a nasty habit of impatience at the best of times. I did a couple of side quests, but focused mainly at progressing the main campaign. In a game like The Witcher, you lose out on so much by having this type of attitude. There's so much extra content, brewing potions, concocting decoctions, testing mutations, and finding your favorite build to match your playstyle. These can all be mini-games within the game. It really goes incredibly deep. Random little side quests found by exploration are better than many other games' main storylines. Earlier I alluded to AAA games relegating side quests to simple fetch quests. In The Witcher 3, most side quests are beautifully narrated little gems, which only serve to sweeten and make an already amazing story even better. They add context to the world and the characters which inhabit them. It is for this reason that this game is so replayable. In the past, I thought I finished the campaign. It's over now. but god damn it, that's where the real game only begins. After 100 plus odd hours, a new game plus offers you a true Witcher experience, the way you should have started in the first place. All your skills are in place, now your focus is only on finding better gear. After all, you're already a Witcher, right? Considering this is the first time I'm pushing gear, decoctions and side quests, I had no idea just how powerful Geralt could become and how fun combat could be. Crafting seemed like such a pain in the ass when I first played The Witcher. It was intimidating and I was lost beyond belief. However, it's one of the key fundamentals which actually enhance your experience and make this damn game so immersive. Quite often, to craft a specific potion will turn into a mini game upon itself, running around to find one ingredient only to realize you only require another ingredient which you have to craft as well, upon which you have to go on a search for that ingredient. Before you know it, 30 minutes are gone and you finally crafted the potion that you initially set off for. However, you've traversed the map backwards and forwards multiple times. The exact same could be said for gear and swords, but that falls within crafting, so I digress. The beautifully crafted settings are each unique and beautiful in their own respective. White Orchard is characterized by beautiful and dramatic sunsets, small villages, and offers a chance to accustom oneself with the game's mechanics. Villain is when the world opens up. It's dangerous, it's dirty, and it's depressing. As many of the characters allude to, one can easily get lost forever if wandering alone. Just like as the player, you can get lost in the world's beautiful forest and thick swamps. It's dark, it's scary, and oh my, this is The Witcher. Crookback has so much atmosphere and is both beautiful and dirty. A swamp, beautifully crafted by CD Projekt to feel the way it looks. It's so moody and foreboding. The score that accompanies it is genius. In a game filled with fantastic music, the back music in this area is my absolute favorite. The crones are disgusting, revolting witches who rule the swamps of Velen with an iron fist. They offer protection to the locals from other would-be forces, but at what cost? Definitely one of my favorite parts of The Witcher 3. Novigrad in Oxenford is filled with paupers, beggars, thieves, gangsters, nobles, and rich folk. It's a melting pot of class and crass. The eternal white flame is cleansing the city of witches, mutants, and non-humans, whilst being rotten from the core. The irony and social commentary is genius. I'll leave it at that. Skellige is beautiful, cold and dangerous. The inhabitants are blunt but tough, rough around the edges but endearing nonetheless. A bunch of Irish Vikings? To be honest, the landscape is like a beautiful painting which hides some of the most vicious and dangerous beasts seen in the game to that point. Kaer Morhen is a birthplace of Geralt as a Witcher and the band of witches the game follows. The surrounds are drop-dead gorgeous, and it just happens to be home to one of the most epic battles against the Wild Hunt. What is a game without its characters? And characters The Witcher definitely has, in droves. Some memorable ones include the Baron. When you first hear about the Baron via other characters and naturally progressing by the storyline, you'd be hard pressed to think that the man has any redeeming qualities. However, over the course of his story, I felt compassion and sadness learning about his lot. Yes, he has done some despicable things. Yes, he is a ruthless killer and a drunk. But it wasn't always this way. This is why I choose to forgive him and help him find redemption. Arguably one of the best storylines within the game. Triss. There are two main love interests for Geralt, namely Triss and Yennefer. Every time I start a new game, I can't tend to give Triss a chance as my choice. After all, she is beautiful, sweet, charming, and has a heart of gold. However, it just feels more in line with canon to pick Yennefer. The flow of the story and the relationship with Ciri feels more natural, but it breaks my heart nonetheless, as Triss is such a darling. Dijkstra is such a scumbag, but his wit and sarcasm and general use of the English language really endears me to him. If it weren't for him wanting to kill Vernon Roach, Geralt's longtime friend and ally, I would have loved to have him in the game as long as I could. His dialogue is fantastic, such a fantastic character. Dandelion is one of the characters that actually annoy the living crap out of me, but there does happen to be some charm to it. In fact, I believe he was actually created to be mildly annoying, but with some comic relief. Ciri is such a lovable character, strong, tough, beautiful, and thoughtful. I look forward to her role in The Witcher 4. And lastly, Yennefer. Yennefer is quite possibly the most attractive NPC in any video game ever. I can understand Geralt traveling far and wide to track her down. She does have her moments of being full of it, but I just love her and Geralt's interaction. One of the last points I want to make is that I don't often get emotional, especially when playing games. However, the fact that you get so engrossed and involved with the story, these characters all mean something to you. Their stories somehow become your stories. I must confess that a few of these moments my eyes went wet 3, maybe 4 separate times. When Geralt unfreezes, the look on his face when he sees Vesemir dead, and when he is about to burn his body on the funeral stack. Ciri's dialogue about you don't know what it's like to have somebody you love die for you. All moments I could easily have fallen apart. In ending, these are my takeaways. The Witcher 3 is arguably the best game ever made. I have immense love for the characters. It's difficult not to get sucked in by the lore. The world building is next level. Forget next gen graphics, it goes deeper than that. The love put into each and every little detail is unrivaled. The way each element serves to flesh out the next is priceless. Most newer games pad out content with mindless busywork for 30 to 60 hours. With The Witcher 3, we have 150 hours of engaging, humorous, emotional storytelling at its best. Lastly, if you haven't played it recently or even ever, there's no better time than right